Royden Radowitz of Canada, Felicio Green of Jamaica, John Gay of Canada, Vidal Basco of Bolivia, Reynard Pacora of Peru, Santiago Andre Peña of Colombia, Sergio Reyes of Peru, Sirach Geberkadon of the U.S., Jose Maria Martinez of Mexico, Matthew Maton of the United States, and Daniel Nascimento of Brazil.
Canada's Royden Radowitz finished second at the Canadian Junior Championships on this very track. And he coming into that competition was in the 18th in the country. So wasn't even expected to make this team right here. Ends up running this race, 600 meters out, is in great position, 400 meters out, realizes, oh my goodness, I can pass some people. Passes 3 or 4 people and comes up for silver, right behind John Gay, who won this event here. We'll see him on the track again, the athlete from Kelowna representing Canada.
Into the early lead, Matthew Maton. He's one of very few in the U.S. history, one of 6 now, that have broken 4 minutes in the mile as a high school kid. So Maton with the lead ran his first 5K at the U.S. Junior Championships and won it.
His very first title ever. I know he reading some quotes from him. He said he was kind of so ecstatic, so shocked to be doing that. He'll be heading to Oregon this fall. Bit of Achilles trouble earlier on the year, but that looks to be behind him now. Also dabbles a little bit in the 1,500 meters, so look for that finishing kick potentially to be a factor here.
In second right now, Sirach Geberkadon just finished his freshman year at Oklahoma State. This is a distance runner. You can see that the way his stride comes up, he's a light strider. He doesn't really put his knees up. But this guy trained all last year in Colorado in high school. Very strong, very tough runner. Won the U.S. Junior 10K title, and he's out here to try to get a medal in the 5K too.
So these two athletes will know each other very well. And there you see 141.31 for Matthew. Is that through the first lap about?
That's through 600 meters.
Okay. Looks very comfortable, looks very much in control here.
So at 800 meters, we're looking at 2:14. Picked up the pace, went a 68, and now a 66. Once again, we're trying to stretch that crowd out, and he's doing the job right now. Maton, Geberkadon, and Sergio Reyes of Peru. When we reach the finish line, that'll be 1,000 meters.
The pair of Jamaicans in this race as well, but they've lost contact already. Shamar Solomon, who won the Jamaican Junior Championship, and his teammate, Delidio Green, was second. So they've lost touch. It'll be hard work to get back to the fold.
2:49 approximately through 1,000. There we are. 2:49.28 for Maton, followed by Geberkadon. 2:49.69 and Reyes 2:50.01. You know, leading is usually a complaint. You don't want to lead, but there's no wind. It's so comfortable. Why not lead? Why not push the pace if you want a good time?
That's true, but you also have to deal with there's no one to really pace off of. Your brain's working a little bit harder to figure out how fast you really need to go, and the people behind you can just tuck in draft and turn their brains off and just get on that train. So, you know, risk and reward in that. But again, we saw Dietz in the earlier race take that risk and it paid dividends for her. Biggest dividend of all being that gold medal.
3:23 through 3 laps, 69 seconds on that lap.
And Canada's John Gay tucked in 4th right now as far as my eye can see. He's wearing bib 2, I believe, looking in really good position. Again, he goes to the University of British Columbia, majoring in art from Kelowna. And again, was on this track just a few weeks ago, won the title here, the junior title here, so knows it well. Always nice being on familiar territory. And he's going to try and use that to his advantage.
And look who's holding in 4th. We talked about him a little bit before, Radowitz. He's tough. I think he's figured out how to run this race. It's tough for him right now. He's struggling a little bit, but he's still in a good spot. Whereas John Gay is starting to fall off the back of the pack. Right now, though, Maton up in the lead, followed by Geberkadon and Reyes, as they seem to be the ones able to handle the pace. They're on pace for 14:05, which would break the Pan Am Games junior record. 67 on that lap for Maton.
And we're here, we see a 3-pack just really try and turn up the vice here, try and separate themselves here from the chase pack. Looks like Matthews leading that. His teammate, Geberkadon, Trying to see who that is in third right now.
Looks like he didn't like that pace anymore. He's like, somebody else take the lead.
He sure did. That's Reyes, Sergio Reyes of Peru in third. But yes,
So Maton's going to tuck in behind and let them do the pace work for a while. 14:05. Maton all year long has been about breaking records. He went and broke Galen Rupp's cross-country record at the state meet this year, ran 14:47. Only the second person to break 15 in the modern form of that course, and he crushed the record by 11 seconds. And then he, unfortunately, things happened with his high school, and he ended up instead racing a mile, breaks 4 minutes in the mile, has had some other fantastic races, and now in his second 5K, he's looking to break another record. 5:41, 71 seconds on that lap for Gilbert Cadon ahead of Maton as Reyes is dropping back. It looks like we don't have a solid front three anymore.
but again, the Oklahoma State athlete starting his freshman year in the fall, doing his share of their work here, leading the pack, but with less than or just about 7 laps to go, I believe. We're going to see every man for himself soon. See Matthew looking up at the Jumbotron, so as they come through that finish line, there's a huge clock with the time and with the race unfolding. So you saw him taking a peek just to see how things are unfolding behind him.
Daniel Nascimento slipped into third now. He has some experience himself, first in the 2014 South American Youth 3K. So he knows how to race these races. We've seen him in a few races. I've seen him travel around, and he definitely is, they're either pushing him or he's pushing himself to definitely develop his racing skills, and he's in a good spot in third.
Not a big runner, but definitely very efficient. If you look at his stride, just tucked in nicely there behind Matthew.
6:51.70 on that lap, as they went 2:49 and 2:52 in their first 2 kilometers, and then they backed off the pedal as Maton said, I don't really need to break the record right now. I can do that in the last couple of laps because I got the speed. I mean, first on his mind undoubtedly is the title.
Oh yeah, who cares about the time? The gold medals don't come often, so let's try and get one here.
7:27 with 6 laps to go. Still on pace for 14:50. But now that they've slowed down, it's a little bit less likely. When they reach the finish line again, they'll have completed 3,000 meters. They actually look pretty easy. Gilbert Cadon is the big strength guy. He had a full year training under Dave Smith this year at Oklahoma State. He's got a lot of power behind him, a lot of strength. It's kind of interesting, 8:02 now. It's kind of interesting that he's doing this because Oklahoma State's so much of a cross-country school. 71 seconds on that lap. And then Maton in second and Nascimento in third, as Gilbert Cadon is not enjoying, doesn't look like he's enjoying taking the lead. I think 70 is probably what he likes to click off. So anything faster than that, it's far enough into the race. And now we're getting some more guys. We got moving up now, Vidal Basco of Bolivia. So this race is getting a lot more interesting. 8:38 for 3,000 meters, as that was a 2:57. So we went 2:49, 2:52, 2:57. So they've definitely slowed down. They're getting more passengers on this train, led by the 2 Americans.
Daniel Nascimento of Brazil still hanging on for his life, still looking good. Might be a bit of a sleeper cell there. He's wearing bib number 557 in the green.
And even now, Jose Martinez of Mexico might be moving into this group. Another 70-second lap for Gilbert Cadon, as they're now lapping the first Jamaican. And I think they started to realize they're getting too many passengers, so they picked up the pace. Now Basco's dropped back. And it doesn't look like Martinez is making any more ground on him. 9:48. I think they kind of knew this was going to happen. That Nascimento will be their main competitor. He does come in with the fastest seed time. They knew they had to try to drive out.
But he's not giving up. He's not going to be picked off like a fly here. He's hanging on for dear life. And if they don't get rid of him soon, he's going to be a problem.
He's a crafty runner. He's had experience, won a title. He's run a few 5Ks where these guys have not, or at least Maiton has not. Geber has, but he's more of a 10K guy.
See Vidal Basco of Bolivia there in 4, but he has lost contact now, so it looks like it's a 3-pack, a 3-man race here, as they're approaching less than 4 laps to go.
10:24, 72 on that last lap. I think they're trying to, they are definitely, now it seems like they pick it up right here in the straightaway. They hear a familiar voice in Paul Swangard, who's usually in Eugene. Matthew's running in front of him a few times, so is Sirac. They pick it up over here so they look impressive. And then here it is, it looks like they slow down again.
I'll tell you, Geber Kinde was looking at that Jumbotron just to see where things are, see how this race is unfolding according to the clock. No man seems bold enough to take that shot yet. Still too much real estate ahead of them for them to take that chance. It looks like it's going to come down to a kick. They're about to lap the Lidio Green, which is the Jamaican.
.70 seconds on that lap. I have 2:55 for my last kilometer. No, 2:57, 2:55, because it does look like they're starting to pick it up again. I think they realize that they can do a nice hard mile, tempo mile. They can leave it between the two of them and hopefully go 1-2 for the U.S.
But who's the 1 and who's the 2? That's going to be the question.
It looked like Maiton might try to run away with this and just bury everybody, and then he's like, no, this is too fast. Or he's just going to crank up the last 2 laps. He's broken 150 this year in the 800.
They're going to leave it all to the very end. This deal looks like a very comfortable pace. If you just look at them looking around, checking for position. You see Matthew doing that a lot, just checking to see where Nascimento of Brazil is.
12:45.
I think the Brazilian has run out of gas. I think he's just going to have to try and hold on for bronze if he can. But he is being left in their dust right now.
They keep on doing this little fartless, these little surges to try to break Nascimento, because they probably talked already before this. Let's go 1-2 and then figure it out at the end. But the guy with the mile speed is in currently second. Let's see what he's got left. 13:19 with 1 to go.
Matthew looks the most comfortable to me. If I just look at his face and his eyes, he looks like he's the most relaxed. Really is going to unleash something when it counts. Geber Kinde looks like he's working and laboring just a little bit more than Matthew is. And here he goes, smells the finish line, and takes off.
I think he's looking for a meal at the end of the meet.
That's right.
His future head coach is the head coach of the U.S. junior team, Robert Johnson. Taking a medal to your new coach, I think that works out pretty good, doesn't it?
I think that's always nice. Like
30 seconds on that 200. But they really took off with 400 to go, and he did 30 just on that 200. And now he's looking around like, I guess I don't really have to push it. He doesn't want to get hurt doing this. He just needs the wind. And a nice new PR in the 5K at a 14:20 and change for future Duck, Summit High School grad Matthew Maiton. Second, Sirac Geber. First medal, potentially 2, if he can get one in the 10K. And there's Daniel Nascimento, who's a little frustrated. He really wanted that one because that is his best event. He did do a high five, but it was kind of a, I'm not happy. I'm sad. There we go. 1-2 hug for the two U.S. runners, Maitan and Geber Nice finish here. Always good to see a great finish. Look at Radowitz go. Look at that stride.
Attaboy.
I always love it to see distance runners finish hard, no matter how much is left, just to give it all they've got and put it out there. And here's Santiago Pena of Colombia. And there we are, final time. Matthew Maitan, 20. You just have to look at the sheet because he's only won one other, and that was to win the title. Geber 27 second, almost 27 second PR for Maitan. Closes in 61.04 in that final lap. He did 30 and then backed off because he knew Geber wasn't there. 14:20.58 in first. Sirach Geber fifth, 14:28.45. Third, Daniel Nacimiento, 14:31.81. Fourth, Vidal Basco, 14:39.73. Fifth, Reynard Pacara of Peru, 14:55.13. Sixth, Jose Maria Martinez Meraz, 15 flat 91. Seventh, John Gay, 15:02.70. And this is Shamar Salman. He's got another lap. And it looks like Felicio Green of Jamaica finishing. There's Maitan just to finish up the competitors. Radowitz finished behind his teammate, 15:06.68. Ninth, Sergio Reyes, 15:16.99. He did try to challenge for a while and just fell back. It was just too hot of a pace for him. 10th, Santiago Rubiano of Colombia, 15:23.53. 11th, Felicio Green, 16:15.34. And he's going to wait for his teammate Shamar Salman. And here comes Shamar. Last year we just saw the senior season of Kamoy Campbell at Arkansas. What a great runner. So many All-American awards, an NCAA indoor title in the 5K a couple of years ago. Battled hamstring injuries, but he is the champion of Jamaica in distance races. And here we go. Here's Benavides in the pole vault. Third attempt at 5:45. Not good today. He will finish. He's the leader at when he was attempting 5:45. So I have to see what the situation is. Last we looked, we had 2 vaulters left. And here's Shamar Salman. Nice round of applause for a gentleman from Jamaica. And he'll finish the race. So now Benavides has lost control of the situation. Pancho Valles of Ecuador has a shot.